Most of the medical students often think anatomy is difficult, considering the new harsh terminologies and difficulties in understanding, pronunciation, and recognition of symptoms. This is because almost all of the anatomical terms were derived from ancient Greek and Latin words. They're not the real English words. But in real sense, anatomy is simple and even simpler than other medical courses if you know its key. In this video, we are starting with the basic anatomical terms before we go further. Definition. Anatomical terms are words derived from ancient Latin and Greek words used to describe specific areas and movements of the body, as well as the relationship of the body parts with each other. Anatomical terms have roots, prefixes, and suffixes. For example, cephalospinatus is a muscle that is located above the spine. The prefix here is cephra, meaning above, and the root is spinatus, describing the muscle location. For easy understanding, we divide the terms as those relevant to planes, directions, and regions. Anatomical planes. Anatomical plane is an imaginary plane used to divide the body in order to describe the location of structures or the direction of movement. The three principal anatomical planes are the sagittal plane, the coronal plane, and the transverse plane. This is the sagittal plane, which is a plane dividing the body into right and left. And this is the coronal plane, or we call it the frontal plane, which is the plane dividing the body into front and back portions. And this is the transverse plane, or we call it the axial plane, which is a plane dividing the body into head and tail portions. Now let's go to the anatomical directional terms. The second category of the term is the anatomical directional terms. These are medial. Medial means towards the body or towards the sagittal plane. For example, between your ribs and your sternum, which one is more close to the sagittal plane here? No doubt it's the sternum. So you can say your sternum is medial to your ribs. Lateral. Lateral means away from the body, that is away from the sagittal plane. This is the direct opposite of medial. So with reference to the example given above, we can say your ribs are lateral to your sternum. As simple as that. Superior. Superior means upper or towards the head. For example, your head is located above your neck. So we can say the head is superior to the neck. Inferior. Inferior means lower or towards the tail or away from the head. This is also the direct opposite of superior. So with reference to the example given above, we can say the neck is inferior to the head. Anterior. Anterior means front or structure found towards the front of the body. So any structure front to the coronal plane is considered as anterior. For example, your face is anterior to the back of your head or the occipital region. Posterior. Posterior means found towards the back of the body. It is also the direct opposite of anterior. So with reference to the example given above, we can say that the back of your head is posterior to your face. Proximal. Proximal means part of the body found closer to the body than another. For example, your arm is proximal to your forearm. Distal. Distal means part of the body found further away from the body than another. It is also the direct opposite of proximal. With reference to the example given above, we can say your forearm is distal to your arm. Superficial. Superficial means on the surface. For instance, skin is superficial to muscle underneath it. Deep. Deep means inside the structure. Also the direct opposite of superficial. So we can say your muscle is located deep to your skin. Unilateral. Unilateral means one side of the body. For example, paralysis of the left side of the body only, or paralysis of the right side of the body only. Right unilateral paralysis or left unilateral paralysis. Bilateral means both sides of the body. This is when both right and left side are paralyzed, for example, so you can call it bilateral paralysis. Let us now move to the last category, which is the anatomical regional terms. Before we go further, please like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Now, the anatomical regional terms. Regional terms describe anatomy by dividing the parts of the body into different regions that contain structures that are involved in similar functions. And these are the axial region and the appendicular region. The axial region makes up the main axis of human body and includes the head, neck, chest, and trunk, while the appendicular region makes up the parts of the human body that connect to the axial region. These include the limbs and the appendages. So these are some of the most commonly used anatomical terminologies and their meanings. I presume they sounded simple to you by now and you started thinking of the ways to play with them. So don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notification for the very next video. I'll see you there.